welcome to episode 34 of the Barely Onside podcast with your host, Jonny G and Pelly. How you doing, man?
Doing good, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How's the fam? How's
Fam's good,
everyone?
man. Everyone's good. It's been busy with Easter. Kids are off school, trying to juggle, the household.
hmm
You know. So how
Oh,
about
I
you?
know. I know.
How's the
Yeah,
fam?
same. Yeah, same kind of thing, man. Yeah, we went to Kitchener for the for Easter, obviously. Came back yesterday. Had the kids to myself today. So yeah, we got through it, man. But obviously, you know what? Let's just get into the game because that's the most exciting part of my day and probably yours, I'd imagine.
You're not wrong.
So, the Montreal Canadiens, game one. First of all, they make the playoffs. It's amazing. I'm happy that they were able to do that. No matter what happens, before we get into the game itself, no matter what happens, this season has been a success. There's no question about that. So, whether or not they win or lose this series, I don't really care. And that may seem weird to some people, but I don't care because this wasn't supposed to happen at all. This was supposed to be another year of the rebuild. And the fact that we just get playoff hockey, and I'm more excited for the young guys getting the experience more than anything else, right? Like, I enjoy it myself personally. Yes, it's fun. It's fun to watch. And I'm glad we still have hockey to watch. But for me, I think it's more important for Lane Hudson, for Demidov, for Gooley, for all these kids to get experience in the playoffs. And, a couple years down the road, that's going to be good for them. So either way, win or lose, I'm happy. And that's genuine because last week I was an emotional mess. Let's be honest here. An emotional mess. Right. So whatever. Now the emotions are pretty level right now. So game one, Montreal Canadiens, Washington Capitals. They lose 3-2 in overtime. But let's start with the goals. Montreal down 2-0 in the third. Who cares who scored for Washington? Don't really care. Actually, it was Ovi scored the first goal of the game. Who scored the second one? I forget. Doesn't even matter. But with 10 minutes left in the third, down 2-0, Cole Caulfield scored his first of the playoffs on the power play, assisted by Lane Hudson, Patrick Laine. 5 minutes after that, they were pressing. And 5 minutes after, Nick Suzuki tied it up. Captain Clutch scored his first goal of the playoffs, assisted by, once again, Lane Hudson and Alex Carrier. It forced the game into overtime, where Ovi scored his second of the game, his first ever overtime playoff goal. His winner, sorry, not the goal. His first overtime goal in the playoffs, which would be a winner because you're in overtime. Okay. The goal, though, a little controversial. The goal came off a face-off following a questionable icing call. Laine was interfered with as the puck was fired down the ice. It was Ryan Leonard, the rookie. He tied up Laine, not allowing him to touch the puck. Most times, that icing would be called off because the player was interfered with. However, it was called an icing. Off the face-off, almost everybody lost coverage, which led to the game winner, Ovi, in front of the net. Hit it out of the air over Montembeau's pad and in. Okay? Montembeau stopped 29 of 32 shots. 29 of 32 shots in the loss. He really played a great game. First period was lights out. Really had a great game. No complaints there. But let's start with the overtime winner, man. What did you think?
Well, it was a nice goal. He picked it out of midair. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm a little bit chapped. I'd say after being a Habs fan, going to Quebec, Ottawa, wearing that Arber jersey, the fans love it. I'm dialed in. So yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of a poor loser right now, but I thought the call was BS. I think when a game is that tight. And there was a few penalties that they should have called on the Capitals. They should have called on the Habs, and they didn't. So I feel like if you're letting that stuff go, I feel like they should have. Icing's huge. And I think that's one thing that it's not a penalty, so whistle it down, and that eventually I think was the caveat in the end, right? So I don't know. Beautiful goal. Picked it up. It is what it is. I thought you guys played a great game. I think my only key takeaways is you guys got out hit. I think they had 9 more hits than you, and they had way more blocks. What's playoff hockey? Blocking shots. And I took a couple notes. Okay. Suzuki had no blocks or hits. Newhook, no hits. Dvorak, no hits. Demidov had 2 hits. Lane even had, I think, 3 hits. Caulfield, nothing. Hudson, nothing. Savard, 0. And there's a few other players that had 0 block shots. Where I'm like, this is the key time where you're blocking shots. Cooley had 0 block shots. Struble had 0 block shots. These are your key moments. This is when you're allowed to get hurt. You're putting your life on the line, and you're not doing nothing. So, yeah, I'm an Arber fan. Okay, and the guy's known to get like at least 4 hits a game. Heineman, 6 hits. 6 hits. That's huge. Ovechkin, you know how many hits he had?
How many?
7. 7 hits. Like, dude, I think next game, a little more physicality and blocking shots, shutting that shit down. But it is what it is. I don't know. I'm not too sold on Savard. I know he's there for a vet, but I don't think he needs to play every game. Like, look at Eric Johnson, Stanley Cup playoffs. Did he play every game? No. And same for when he played for Philly. He was there for a role model to, kind of senior advisor for the younger players to learn from, on and off the ice. And I think that's what Savard can be. But I mean, I don't know. He's a big body. He should be laying in front, blocking shots, and, getting a little more physical, right? So I'm probably a little bit emotional because Arber didn't play. And that's just my excuse for being a sore loser today. But either way, you guys outshot him. So,
Yeah.
Montembeault played amazing game. And so did Logan Thompson. But I think you guys were the third period team. That's when you guys came alive. And I think that's when they started putting pucks on net. And that's when you had way more scoring chances. Oh, and it did, obviously, right? So, but yeah, Hudson, dude, he kind of got a little bit bullied out there today.
Yeah.
You could kind of see in the corners he wasn't himself tonight. He was kind of, but
A little
what's
timid.
your thoughts? Timid, yeah. Like he was getting outbeat. Even when Ovechkin scored the goal, like no one wanted to touch him. He was there. Hudson didn't get him. But just before that, though, in the whole game, like, hats off to Suzuki. When Caulfield got leveled, Mr. Clutch comes in and just gives him a hit. And then everyone attacks Suzuki. And, like, Suzuki's, 205 pounds?
Yeah, 205.
Like, good for him, man. And that's what a captain is. You know what? And I bet you won't see Matthews doing that. I'm just saying.
I mean, you can't touch Ovi, though, right?
You can touch Ovi. You put Pizzetta in. He doesn't care who you are. Or what's his name? Rempe. I'll hit whoever I want, he says.
Well, we don't have
the
Rempe,
mentality. I know. I'm just saying. But that's the mentality you got to have. This is playoff hockey. You got to hit. You got to hit the goat. And it sucks. I love Ovi.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the hits then a little bit.
Yeah, it's not about the hits.
So we got out hit. Montreal got actually after the first 2 periods, I mean, I thought Montreal had, I think it was like 35-30 in hits after 2 periods. I could be wrong on those numbers, but Montreal was like, they were keeping up with like the pace of hits, like with the amount of hits that the Caps were laying. But the problem, like it ended up being 42-33 Washington. The problem is though, that the Washington Capitals, they've got big bodies, and the hits that they made meant a lot more than the hits that Montreal were making, right? Like way more of an impact. Montreal was finishing their checks. There's no question about that. but Washington are just bigger and stronger. So Montreal took a beating. They took an absolute beating. And that's why, like you said, Arber Xhekaj should have been in the lineup. And I understand that it's kind of a numbers game at this point. I get that for sure. Right? And I know Strubal's been playing well. Savard is a veteran. I get that. And then the other four, you can't touch. I get that. But Savard, like you said, 0 hits tonight. 0. And 3 block shots. 3 block shots is okay. But it's not
great.
amazing, right? It's not great. David Savard sometimes gets 7, 8. 7, 8 blocks a game. That's great. Amazing. Yeah. But 3, it's average. It's okay. But the fact that there's 0 hits from David Savard, that just doesn't cut it. And that's why you need someone like Arber. My only concern is that Marty has left Arber in the stands for way too long. So maybe he's cold. He probably is cold. And that's the problem now, is that you have Arber. He's a weapon. He's a beast. He can hit. He can defend his teammates. And that's what they need. But now, do you put him in when he's been in the stands for the last 2 weeks? Like, that's a risk you take. But if Marty had played this properly, he would have had a rotation going at the end of the season. A rotation. Once Schooley came back, start rotating Struble, Savard, and Arber. That way, none of them are cold, and you can use any of them at any point. And tonight, we could have used Arber. But now you're going to go into game 2, a game that you need to win, right? Or the series is pretty much over. And now, do you turn to Arber, who can provide you everything you were lacking tonight? But at the same time, is he too cold? So do you go back with the exact same lineup, knowing that you played a good game, but you did get manhandled?
Totally. 100% validation. I mean, like, do you keep Savard in and take Struble out? Because, I mean, some players are going to start getting banged up now. I never thought Gooley was as good as he is until watching him since he's been back. I had no idea. He's like kind of like a forward of a Kirby Doc. I didn't know he was kind of vicious, and he hits, he drops the mitts. Yeah, man, like
Gooley's a big piece, man.
He's huge,
piece.
man.
He's
such
a
huge
piece,
piece,
man.
But I mean, going back to the hits, I mean, I feel like having him in the lineup, I think he wants to show he's going to have some fire in the oven that he wants to kind of show Marty, like, hey, I want to play. Give me some minutes, But I think it's just the bigger bodies, like Slav. I think he had 1 hit tonight, needs to step up. He had 0 block shots, right? Big body. Like, he should just park his ass in front of the net. He probably has massive like, he's probably a hard guy to move.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's all he has to do is stay in front of that body, But I don't know. I'm pretty optimistic for game 2, man. I did not expect this close of a game at home at the Capitals.
No, I think Montreal, right? I think the first period, the Caps came out hard, physical, laying the body. Montreal, like I said, they matched that effort, not the same impact. The second, they got a little better. Things calmed down a little bit. But the third period, the Montreal Canadiens took over the game. Mm-hmm. And for me, it gives me a lot of confidence because just the way, I don't know, they seem tentative. They seem like a little nervous. They kind of set back to kind of see what Washington was going to give them or give them or how, they were too worried. They gave, you know what? This is how I'll explain it. They gave the Capitals way too much respect for the first period, especially the second as well. In the third period, they woke up. They were like, we're going to play our game now. And it resulted in 2 goals, a comeback, and they dominated the third period. So for me, going into game 2, I think they go in being like, okay, you guys, we could be the better team here. We can beat the Caps. Let's start from the puck drop, from, the start of the game. because I think that they have it in them. They know they have it in them. I think they realized in the third period that they have it in them to beat the Caps. So game 2, I would be absolutely shocked if the Montreal Canadiens don't win game 2. I would be shocked with the way they played in the third period.
And like what you just said kind of resonates with what I'm going to say is they're giving Ovechkin too much respect. He is not the best goal scorer of all time anymore. You need to put that shit aside and you need to hit him. And what better guy who has an edge and doesn't care what people think is Wi-Fi. Put him in. Let him do his thing. Hurt him. Tire him. Wear him down. That's what you have to do, man. Or Pizzetta. These guys have nothing to lose. And that's what makes your team so dangerous. You have no ego. It's kind of like you guys when you won in '93. I'm pretty sure you were one of the youngest teams in the NHL that year. Mm-hmm. And this is what this team has. They have no ego, and that's what makes them so dangerous. They have nothing to lose. So that's why you need to put these guys in. Like I think Wilson only had 1 hit tonight too. But,
oh, really?
Yeah, he could have stepped up. Like when you see an Anderson just manhandle Tom Wilson to the ground, I'm like, dude, Dad,
awesome, isn't
up? It? Oh, it was great, man. Yeah.
Oh man, Anderson played a great game
so,
tonight,
like,
man. Anderson was
he did,
awesome
man.
tonight.
He had 4 hits, I think. So just a little more physical, blocking more shots.
Yeah.
Stop that puck traffic. That's all they have to do.
Yeah.
You know, and I know that people don't like blocking shots, but this is the time where people are getting hurt because you're blocking shots.
You have to.
So you have to, man. I don't care. Like, do it. Make us happy.
Yeah.
But yeah, second game, I think Montreal's going to take it, man.
I think
really
so
do.
Too. I think so.
So.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know where to go next. We're either going to go with Caulfield and Nick, but how about let's start. We'll finish off on a good note, okay? But you know, we'll do a little criticizing right now because I mean, hockey talk's not fun unless you're criticizing a little bit. You gotta, but you know what? They deserve it, man. Like, and I hate to say this because I mean I like all these players individually, except for one. Not a huge fan. But the second line is like I've said before. It's a mess. Oh, it's an absolute mess. Look at this camera.
It's an AI camera. I'm sorry, man.
You know what? I speak with my hands too much.
You're like Italian.
Yeah, and what happens is that I put my hands out and then it changes the motion feature. But anyways, okay, back to normal. All good in the hood. I'll try to stop talking with my hands for all you. There goes my camera. Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, that was weird. That was
weird. Anyways, okay, we're back. So, the second line is a mess, okay? I like Newhook. I thought Newhook played an excellent game tonight. Kind of all over the place. He used his speed, got a couple chances. Really liked him. Patrick Laine. I can't get on board with this guy. I really can't. I want to get on board with Patrick Laine, but every time I watch him,
he's slow. John, I hate to interrupt you. He needs an ego check. He thinks his shit doesn't stink. He thinks he's all that. It is. It really is. You see him in the interviews. You read his body language. I don't think he cares, honestly. Like, he should just go to Florida or, like, L.A. I don't know. I think he'd fit in great there. I mean, I think if he went to, like, Florida, he'd probably get a reality check with some of the players there, but I think he needs to get put in his place. I really do. Yeah.
I think that's what Winnipeg must have done with him, right? Like Blake Wheeler, Mark Scheifele, all these players. I don't know. And, like, I hate to harp on the guy. I really do. But, like, I don't know. I don't see any value in him. I really don't. Like, yes, he's got a great shot. We haven't seen him score a power play goal in how long? I don't even know anymore. Like, I can't remember the last time. And, like, sure, he looked okay tonight on the power play. He did. He looked okay. But like 5-on-5, like he just doesn't bring anything to the game. And I mean, poor Demidov. Demidov obviously had a tough night tonight. Okay, I think he's still adjusting. He's still adjusting to North American
Physicality,
style, right? The style, the
playoff
physicality.
hockey.
And now the playoff hockey, it's a whole nother animal, right? It's a whole nother beast.
Different
And I
game.
think Demidov is having a hard time adjusting, which is fine. There's no problem with it. But when you put him with a guy like Line A, it's a recipe for
He's too
for
soft.
disaster.
He's got no one to stick up for him. Like, you know, one thing I called you, or I think I FaceTimed you, when Ovechkin just goes up to Demidov and just kind of manhandles him out of the way. I'm like, oh. And then you told me that he's a Malkin fan, not an Ovi fan.
Yeah, that's what
Probably
he said
makes
in the interview.
sense. But yeah, man, it just goes back to you guys need some more insurance, you know? I know that you don't think Pizzetta might be the good fit because you guys have so much talent right now. And, like, who would you put in to replace him? Like,
You couldn't.
I don't know. I feel like Anderson can't do all the
Heavy
tough
lifting,
work.
yeah.
You know, the heavy lifting, right? And, like, I think he might have been hurt at the end of the season too, right? So,
Yeah.
but you got Struble.
Yeah, Struble was pretty. You didn't really notice Struble tonight, which
You
you know,
didn't. You
which is a
didn't.
good
Yeah.
thing at times, right? For a
Could've been
defenseman,
nervous.
but
Could've been
for a
nervous.
guy like Struble in a physical game like tonight, it would have been nice to have Struble play a little more meaner, a little more in your face,
And Slav.
Slav
needs
too.
to step
But
up.
this is only a game one. It's only game one. You know, this is a first. It's a first for Slav. It's a first for Hudson. It's a first for
Everyone, pretty
Struble.
much.
It's a first for a lot of people. Gooley. So it's a first for a lot of players. So I mean, we'll see what happens in game two. But Struble, you need to be more mean, man. You're a tough kid. You need to be a little more mean, okay? You need to, if you're in the lineup next game, you need to start defending your teammates. You just need to start laying the body and getting in scrums, being physical, being mean, and start scaring people, man. You got to scare these guys because we got scared. The Habs were scared a little
100%.
bit. Hudson got scared. Demidov got a little scared tonight at times. Like, you could just notice it in their decision making. Lane Hudson, sometimes, you know, you'd see him go for a puck and him kind of let up or like make different decisions where it's just like, oh. And then like I remember one play where like the puck's coming to him and like he looks up and he sees someone coming at him, and before he's able to like corral the puck, like he just what I'm trying to say is like he lost the puck because he's too worried about someone coming at him. So like
Yeah.
you know, so an easy play with the puck becomes a little tougher because you're worried about this guy coming to hit you. And it
Yeah.
happened a few times. So
And that's the thing. Like, Washington came to play physical, and they set the tone. And you guys couldn't match that tone.
no.
And
they
just
tried,
to
but-
think, like, Alexei Protas, he's injured.
yeah.
He's what, like 6'5", 220? If he comes back, you got issues. He's a mean. I think him and his brother. He's a mean Belarus player, man. I think his brother's in the O, I believe.
That or the dub. Weren't they
O or the
Remember-
dub. It's one of the two. But yeah, man. So
maybe it's Windsor. I don't know.
either way,
One
I
of
think
those
they
teams,
know
yeah.
for next game, just set the tone, come out, play your game, man. So
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what their game plan is next game, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't know, like maybe Washington doesn't come out as physical. I don't know. I
Oh.
don't know what they're gonna do, right? Like, is it gonna be the exact same approach? Because what happened was it all kind of died off at the end, and Montreal took over the game. So I don't know if Washington's gonna change their approach. But Montreal needs to be ready. If it's gonna be another physical game, they need to be ready this time, which is why they need Arber in the lineup. But I don't know, man. Savard plays what? He doesn't even play 12 minutes tonight. So it's just like,
No.
man, if you're not going to use him, like, why have
Another
him?
bruiser in. Yeah.
You know what? And
no.
at the end of the day, like, Savard's retiring at the end of the year. He
Is he?
said it. He said it in a press in an interview that he's retiring. So if David Savard is retiring, like winning the Stanley Cup does not need to be the goal this year. So
Yes, it does. Yes,
no,
it does. Let's go,
no, no. I'll tell you why,
John.
man. I'll tell you why. I got a good reason for it.
I'm gonna give it back to you. Okay,
Well,
let's hear it, John.
so this is the reason, right? Like, the Montreal Canadiens do not need to win a cup this year, okay? David Savard is retiring, okay? So what? You're going to go all in to see if you can get Savard another cup? No, we're not going to win the cup this year. I'm sorry to break the news, even though in a couple podcasts ago I did say the Montreal were going all the way, but it's not real, okay? It was just, I got excited. But I'm saying, if they do, that's great. But the goal is not to win a Stanley Cup this year, okay? The goal is to get these kids experience. So if Arber is part of the future, maybe he's not, but if he's part of the future, it's more important for him to get playoff experience rather than have David Savard have one more kick at the can, okay? At the end of the day, we're probably not going to win the cup. So is it crucial to have a veteran in there like David Savard, or is it more important to have a guy like Arber in, a young guy, so he can get that experience? Right? Like, what's more important? For me, it's Arber.
Both are important. Like, you need to have Savard there to mentor these younger players on and off the ice. But Marty should be shuffling them in equally. You know, Savard's not the guy getting you points. You know, you got Gooley, Matheson, and Hudson. Right? That's where, I mean, Struble and Savard. Savard probably plays the most conservative of the bottom three of Arber and Struble. So that's why I think he should be balancing them out. But to my point, John, these are elite hockey players in the world. Their intention is to win. They don't want to lose. And anything can happen in playoff hockey, and it comes down to goaltending. If your goaltender's hot, guess what? You win. That's how cups are won, is goaltending, John. Oilers are down 3-0. I don't think they're going to win this year because Skinner isn't playing that good. Montembeault played amazing. Dude, you guys came back 2-0 in the third. You guys can win. You just almost beat the best team in the league. Anything's possible. So yeah, I'm optimistic. Your glass half empty. Pelly's a glass half full. Let's go, John.
I don't think
I know.
It has nothing to do with being
happen.
optimistic or pessimistic. It's about like what I feel is best for the team going forward. Like, sure, Nick wants it now. Cole wants it now. Some of those players want it now. Yeah, but like, I get that. But like, if I'm Kent Hughes, right? If I'm Jeff Gordon, like, don't I want to see my young guys, the guys that are going to be with this team long term, who you believe can potentially one day win a Stanley Cup? Like, don't you want to see those guys in it? But maybe Arber's not in the plans. Maybe Arber is not in their long-term plans. And if that's the case, that will be the saddest thing ever. Why? Because they drafted his brother, Florian, who's an absolute stud. And if this kid does not get to play with Arber, if the brothers do not get to play together, it will be complete devastation. A complete devastation. These two brothers belong together.
They do, man.
They're the Bash Brothers. They're going to be amazing together. They're going to feed off each other. They're going to get that Bell Center rocking like it's never rocked before. These two kids, man. If that never happens, I'll be so sad. Yeah, he finished the season with 24 goals.
Yeah, man. And he's a Jamie Benn. He's a Jamie Benn.
I wouldn't go that far.
He's better than Tom Wilson. Dude, he can... Look at Jamie Benn. He went, like, what, the second round? Third round in 2000 and...
I don't know.
Three?
Hard to start comparing him to him. Like, Jamie
I don't know.
Benn has put up the points.
He's going to be an amazing player, and he's young. And he's what? Like...
21, maybe?
195 pounds, and he's, what, 6'4"?
Something like that, yeah.
A unit, dude.
He's only going to get bigger and stronger.
Not taller, smarter.
He's going to get stronger.
Intelligent. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous, man. I think the Flyers need to steal your guys' scouts. Anyways, let's not get sidetracked.
But anyways, yeah. Okay, so
But yeah.
so back to the quickly to Demidov. Just want to rant just a little bit on him quickly. I don't know if I said enough about him, but Demidov, obviously he's struggling, right? He's not like, I don't think he's not doing anything to hurt the team. Demidov is not doing anything that's hurting the team. But I mean, he's still adapting to this league. He's still adapting to the playoff hockey. We talked about this. You know what? Let's move on. Demidov, I wish he had a better center. I like Newhook. I like Newhook and Demidov together. I do. I think they actually have some chemistry. Line A? No thank you. He does not help that line whatsoever. At all. If they only would have gotten a second line center at the trade deadline, this second line would be set. We would have no problems. We would be one of the teams with kind of the deepest lineup. That's the thing, man. Like, because our bottom six is deep. The Gallagher, Anderson, and Dvorak, and Evans.
Dvorak's a stud.
Yeah,
He's
Evans,
such a good
Armia,
defense-
and Heineman. Like, that's a good bottom six. That's like a really good bottom six. You have a great number one line. If you had just gotten a second line center, even if it was a rental for a season or two.
You could have got Morgan Frost.
No, but like someone like Ryan O'Reilly or someone, you know, maybe Kirby Doc will come back. Who knows?
I was thinking about that. What's his ETA?
I'm not sure. I think he's out for the season. That's what they said. But I mean, you never know.
Christmas
That'd be
Day.
fun. I would love to have Kirby Doc come back, play with Demidov, because then Kirby Doc could protect Demidov, right?
Yeah, he could.
He's a big body. He's not afraid to drop him. He's physical. He'll get in your face. Kirby Doc would actually be good. And I feel like Kirby Doc would be a great playoff player. I think he actually had a good playoff run in Chicago. I think it was in the bubble, his first year in the playoffs. So it would be nice to have him back. A big body who can do a lot of good things. But anyways, okay, so moving on from that. But I just wanted to shout out to Captain Clutch, Monsieur Nick Suzuki, and Cole Caulfield. Those kids were dynamite tonight. I don't even know what to say about Nick Suzuki anymore. For anybody who thinks that Nick Suzuki is an average center or like a bottom 15 center in this league, like, you're out to lunch. Like, this kid is not only in the top 10, top 15. This kid might be one of the best centers in the entire league. Top 5.
He's a good leader, man.
Like, he's so
Great leader.
good. Every time we need him to come through, he comes through.
Yeah, he's your shootout guy, too. He's just a clutch guy, man.
Well, he's 0 for 5 this year. But
And I
let's not
thought,
go
is
there.
he over 5?
0 for 5. Last year, he couldn't miss. This year, 0 for
Oh, okay, maybe it was last year I was thinking that. But yeah, I remember him. But no, man, he's until I started following your team this year, I have way more respect for how really, really good he is. And he should have been at the Four Nations Fay Cup representing Canada. You know, so
Yeah, he'll be at the Olympics for sure.
I hope so.
Yeah, but man, he does everything. He does everything
Dude,
right, man.
he's great, man. I hope
Yeah.
Luchenko is like Suzuki. You know,
But takes a while though, man. Like, he's 25. He's
course.
finally coming into his own. So
center's tough, man.
center is a tough position. But I thought Cole was just as good tonight. Cole, but you know what? I don't know. A lot of people like to talk about like how, you know, Marty has turned Cole Caulfield into a complete player now, and you know he kind of took a step back last year in terms of scoring, so he could focus on, you know, rounding out his game, which is fine, which is cool. But I mean, after watching Cole Caulfield in the 2021 Stanley Cup run, I knew this kid was a gamer. Like, he's not just a scorer. Like, he's not someone who just goes, finds open ice, you know, waits for the one-timer. Like, the kid has game. Like, the kid has heart. And he's always had heart. I never understood, like, why they needed to round out his game. I never found that he was bad defensively. I never found that he wasn't good at any other part of the game other than shooting the puck. I always liked Cole. And, like, in the playoff run, Cole was a beast. An absolute beast. So, like, to see him do it again tonight doesn't surprise me. Like, this kid is amazing. They're gamers. Him and Nick Suzuki are gamers. Slav, you had your moments tonight, for sure. Like, the tying goal, like, yeah, you used your body in front of the net. You did
Kept
what
the
you
puck
had
alive.
to do, man. I loved
Kept the
it.
puck alive.
I loved it. But there's a lot of other points in the game where you just didn't really show up, man. Where you just like you refuse to use your body. You refuse to skate. You you just I don't get it, man. I know you're young. I know Slav is young. And there's a lot of time to grow, a lot of time
A lot
to,
of pressure,
to get
too.
better. Yeah, he's probably feeling a lot of pressure playing on the
Yeah.
top line. His first overall pick and blah blah blah. But I mean, I know this kid's gonna be okay. But like, he's got I don't know, man. Like he comes out and says he needs to play like Brady Tkachuk, and he does that for one game, and then he kind of moves on. It's just like, dude, man, I like that a lot. That was a good game. It was Ottawa. Got in a fight, scored a goal. It was amazing. But I don't know, man. Like you just see these flashes of greatness with Slav, and then it's just like, oh, then he takes a step back. And management warned us at the beginning of the year that he may take a couple steps back here and there, and that he's not a finished product. He's only 21, so he's still young. But I wish he could have been a little better tonight. By the end of it, I guess I was kind of happy with him. But I just need to see a full 60 minutes of this. Well,
Yeah,
I just want to
think,
see an
like you
entire
said,
game where he plays well.
Yeah, and I think maybe tonight was just the night that all the younger players that never had this playoff experience, I think it's good for everyone just to get that cherry popped. You're done. Let's move forward. You know what to expect. Let's come out and play a better, smarter game. Let's stick to the script, finish your checks, block your shots, no penalties. I think both you were 1 for 2 today,
Yeah.
which is Anderson, that little slew foot against Carlson. He got lucky. Wasn't a slew foot, but it was a trip for sure.
Yeah.
That high stick finishing. Thank you.
Yeah, that was
Last
going to be painful.
minute,
I mean,
that could have been,
it resulted.
Yeah.
They scored anyways, but
and then they had that, that gift of an icing call.
yeah, that's too
It
bad.
is what it is. But I mean, you guys got it, man.
I think so too, man. I really
Let's
like the way
upset it,
they
man.
played tonight. I really like
And,
the way
man,
they played. What do you
when
think about the
Washington
cross check? What do you think of the cross check to Gallagher's chin? Did you see that?
I didn't see it.
First
No, I didn't see
period.
it.
Like just like the guy just
it a call?
no call.
Oh,
Cross checks Gallagher right in the face. Like,
might be could be a suspension.
it should be.
It could be.
Got
Yeah.
nothing tonight. So Gallagher's used to it though. He takes
Oh, dude, he's
What was
like
it?
Konechny. He's a target.
Yeah, what was it? Was it? I don't know if it was our last playoff run or the one before. I think it was Char. They were playing Boston, and Char cross checks him right in the face. Nothing. No call. And he breaks his jaw. His jaw broken. No call. Gallagher is just like gushing. And
He's a
he
tough kid.
Didn't miss a shift though. Like he's the best, man. If you look at there's a picture of him. I think it was against Tampa where he's just like bleeding all down his face. Just looks like a warrior. And it's just like he
Love
never
it.
missed a shift. Never missed anything. It was just like
I know. I was kind of sad when he didn't get handed the C, but
yeah.
I get it.
It's a good choice. Yeah, you know what? I know. I was rooting for him. I knew Suzuki was probably gonna get it, but I mean, Gallagher, he deserved it, man. Like after everything, he was next in line. There
course
was
he
like,
is.
there was Koivu, and got rid of Koivu, and then who did it go to? Went to Pacioretty, and then it went to Shea Weber. Gallagher was next on the list. He was.
Mhm.
If it wasn't for Suzuki and just kind of, like he was trending in a good direction. So but I mean, Gallagher did everything that you'd want a captain to do. This guy would give his life for the Habs, man. Which we don't want
He
you to
has.
do. We don't need you to do that. We don't want you to lose your life. But anyways, I think that's it, man. Anything else you want to talk about from this game? Obviously disappointing, but to be honest, for an overtime goal, which, it's like you're high and then you get low real quick.
Yeah,
I was okay with it. I didn't get too high. I didn't get too low during this game. I was pretty happy
Yeah.
with it overall. So I don't know. Even the overtime goal didn't break
Yeah,
me.
no,
Didn't
I
break
get
me.
it. I'm happy with what they played. Like I
Yeah.
said, finish your checks, block your shots. I'm just getting really sick of Ovechkin's sellies. It's just getting too much, man. Every game, fist pump. It's like, okay, settle down, okay? Yes, you're the best goal scorer of all time. I just don't need to keep seeing you and your sellies. Shut him down, please, and just finish. Somebody just lay him out. Give him a check. Please, that's all I want. Somebody just hit Ovechkin. Lay him out. No more sellies for that guy. No more. I'm sick of him scoring goals. Fist pumps. It's like he won the World Series for the Stanley Cup again. I don't know. I love him.
I love that.
A little emotional. But yeah.
I love it.
Good job, Ovi.
I think that'll be a good clip. I think that's a good clip.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. Well, I mean, so game 2 on Wednesday. Excited. We'll do another pod. This is going to be a lot of fun. So please, anyone, please keep subscribing. Keep following us. It's going to be a lot of fun. But anyways, I think that does do it for another episode of the Barely Onside podcast. Thanks for listening and watching. Please follow us on TikTok at Barely Onside Podcast. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Not only do we have these podcasts, but we have many, hundreds of shorts, and we'll keep providing those to you. So subscribe, please. And you can also listen to us on Spotify.
Spotify.